Give everybody a minute to jump in before we get started.
For sure.
Where did you watch the game, Brush? Just in your
Yeah, just
living
home,
room?
which when I really want to watch a game, I love watching at home and
Same.
normally by myself. Now,
Yes.
like if it was me and you and Have and Marky or whoever together, that's fine. But I like to watch and pay attention. And I think I mostly did that tonight, but I'm not sure what I pay attention to, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what did you think of the game after we were in it? It was ugly. That was kind of our chance to steal one. I feel like.
Yeah.
What do you
I
What do you
mean,
think?
if I'm being critical, I'd say that we, had some dumb kind of turnovers and dumb mistakes that kind of gave Memphis a chance because we buried them in the first half. Memphis is off
Yeah.
their game. Maybe they went out last night to the Biltmore. Maybe they didn't sleep or they underrated us and you know, looked at us and we had every chance. But when it's time to like really put the thing, the pedal to the metal, we just don't seem to do it. Throw some bad passes away, the whole thing. So, and it ends up being a 2 point game. But at that point, a 4 point game, we couldn't have enough time to like do much with it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was it. The whatever the technical foul possession
Yeah,
felt like not a good sign. And then that deep three that Haggerty hit those two felt like deflating, but we still fought. We still fought. We had a chance at the end
we
there.
fought.
That was, if there's a silver lining, like we had a bunch of guys step in and that's Tane played
Yeah,
a great game.
that's right. It's funny because we kind of gave up on Tane. Like what's going on is last year, and then he comes out against Memphis at home tonight, and he was great, right? Like, and I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand where guys find their things at certain times and where it comes from and how it comes from the coaches and the staff and everybody else. So, you know,
Yeah, Chris Foley with when Memphis got physical, we lost composure. Brooke said disappointed how it ended, but really love the energy and fight. Yeah, more of that.
yeah. Well, I mean, all the way to the end, right? You
Dragon,
could have
what did
given
we
up
just watch?
down by seven
Yeah,
or eight, and they could have given up, but like they didn't. They don't, or they, I guess, but um, was it a 2 point game essentially? Ended up being two or
yeah,
four.
yeah. I mean, experience wise, it's probably good. We haven't had one of these sort of nail biter type games
Right.
yet this season, right? When we lose, it's been by a lot. I guess SMU was kind of like that, but this was probably a really good test for the guys. I'm hoping they learned a lot. Let's see. My buddy asked, "Is this the Tane game?" It was just, yeah, not much else. Tane played really well. First half, he had what, 7? Ended
Yep.
up in the second half. That one possession at the end where it was like 3-on-1 fast break, and then he kicked it to TJ, and then we turned it over. That killed me.
Yeah, just
That
go
killed
right.
me. Yeah. Yeah, the games like this should help us. I mean, it was a great team coming into, you know, Charlottesville. Ryan said, "You made a comment that Robinson should play more last game. He showed he needed more time. We need his size and physicality, bigger, stronger teams. I was impressed with his first half. Would like to see a little more in the second." Yeah, he didn't come in right away, which was surprising because he seemed to bring
Yeah.
some energy,
I mean,
physicality.
he's one. I'm telling you, Robinson. We've seen him TW in practice and the whole thing, and seen him in person. He's like a world class athlete. Like forget basketball, forget whatever. Like track and field. I think his grandfather was a track and field Olympian. He is he's a world class athlete, and when you're playing teams like this, it's pretty good to have him. He's raw offensively. He caught a couple and missed some bad or whatever, but that's the kind of guy that I would like to see. And vis-a-vis, what was anybody else doing as a big guy? I didn't see much. Saunders Coffee was good. Coffee. He made some
Kofi.
really big time plays. The follow up to somebody's layup miss and the way he matter of factly put it in. Saunders made some threes, but I agree. I mean, is it A Rob versus Buchanan? is that a thing or not? But I agree.
Dragon, yeah, it was selling. I don't know about selling the loss, but yeah, it was a. I mean, I halfway expected a 20-point blowout tonight, so to see it be close and to see his fight was, well, I don't say good, but felt nice. Yes,
Uh,
Jen. Tane. It was Tane time tonight.
that's
Uh,
right.
Peggy Moore needed more A Rob.
Wow, everybody loves A Rob.
Could
We called it.
Robinson Buchanan be our future Salt Diakite lineup? Yeah, maybe.
That's what I
Needed more
thought when they
Robinson.
came in. I don't, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wonder why. Wonder why A Rob didn't play more in the beginning of that second half. That was kind of
I don't.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what they see. 'Cause that's when Memphis kind of pulled away a little bit, and we thought it was going to be the blowout, as they said, and we, the kids fought, man. They brought it back. I
Yeah.
gotta look at the stat sheet. I think Rhodey had a lot of turnovers. He had that great three in the first half from like 40 feet,
Yep.
and then he just has baffling balls. He just throws to the middle of nowhere. I'm not sure what's going on
It's
there.
so weird. Like he'll
Yeah.
play with poise, and then he'll just randomly
Yes.
panic. It's just weird. Like I
It's
don't.
not
I'm
even.
not, I
It's
don't.
not really even panic. He's still poised. He just throws it into the third row in the third row of the stands.
Right. It's a very.
Poisedly.
Yeah. It's very intentional. It seems like when he does it, it's like.
Right.
It's like a quarterback and under pressure. He's like, all right, I'm just going to throw this out of bounds and
That's right.
take
That's
take
right.
the next down, which is like not what we want to see. But
Yeah, we don't get the ball back, but
A Rob may not play maybe a blessing come portal time and player retention. Rhodey.
Rhodey.
Why is IMAC not getting shots fresh? Why is
I
IMAC?
can I can tell you something, Peggy. It's because other teams know he can really shoot, and they are gearing up for him. So
Yeah.
when I always remember when I played, and I'd make a lot of shots, and I had a good percentage. My friends were like, "Why don't you shoot more?" I'm like, "Because there's a 6'6" guy who's guarding me who doesn't want me to shoot." But
Right.
that's a great in this day and age, Peggy. That's a great question because it seems that other teams can get their guys shots more, but it's the age old question, Peggy. I love it.
I mean, Haggerty took that. The last one was ridiculous. That deep. I mean, that
Yeah.
was a terrible shot. The step back, crazy, but it went in. So you know.
Yeah, I was surprised as Tyrese Hunter was kind of non-event, right? I don't have the stat
Yeah,
sheet.
Tyrese Hunter did. I mean, I was worried about him after the Clemson game. He was on fire, and he's like shooting 52% from three
Oh
for the
yeah.
year. And he was a no. He had 1 3, I think.
Well, I didn't realize. Did you hear that the announcers said like all of last year he shot, let's call it 53s. In the first 10 games this year, he shot like 63.
It's
It's
crazy.
really incredible. Think about what these transformations come from guys, right?
Chris Foley. Why doesn't our coach lay into the refs when that's such an obvious response to the other coach?
That's a good question. It's personality, right? And you're a newbie, and you're not the coach. You're the interim coach, so you don't. You're trying to do the right thing, but I get it.
And it's Penny Hardaway, right? Like it's a big name. I imagine. I don't know how intimidating he is, but I imagine he gets some extra calls for his name. Rhodey had 5 turnovers, 3 in the second half.
Yeah, I heard them say that on TV. I didn't realize it was five, but the three glaring ones I saw were bad.
Yeah,
Bad.
yeah. The announcer did say that cracking under pressure.
Yeah. So
Isn't that
somebody
on the
said, "Is this
coach's
true that
team?
one of the announcers is Coach K's son-in-law, or is it somebody making
Yeah,
a joke?" Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
true?
No, that was the kid. That's a Duke kid. Yeah,
He's horrible, by the way.
yeah. Of course. I'm IMAC isn't getting shots because Rhodey and Ames aren't a threat. I mean,
Yeah, I get that.
they are locked in. They are locking in on IMAC. They know the game plan is you got to shut down IMAC, right? If there's one person that you're going to
Mm-hmm.
lock into, it's going to be him, right? So we should expect that throughout the year. So this is especially when you have athletes that are on him. It's going to be tough. Sanchez needs to show more fire in the sidelines. He's coaching for his future, whether it's right or wrong. He could have been more aggressive towards the officials in the second half. Seems to be like he's coaching as a fill-in versus long term.
Yeah, but it's almost not his fault because he's been called a fill-in, right? He's not been named the coach. Now, again, that might not be his personality, but I agree with you, Ryan. This game at home tonight against Memphis, who Memphis has made a lot of noise nationally with the big, huge 3 wins before this game. Let's go, Ron. But it might just be not his personality, and I don't think it is.
Sanchez said he was ejected when he at Charlotte.
Yeah. You can't do much better than that, Jen, than being ejected. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, what do you think the guys learn? You've been in these type of games when you think you're gonna, maybe can pull one out and you don't. What is the locker room like after this?
It's probably a little bit positive, which it shouldn't be. It's a weird time. Students aren't there. People underestimate this, not in terms of the games, but in terms of like atmosphere and whatever. So students aren't there. You guys are all by yourself. I think they probably focus on like, man, if we did this, this, and this, we could have won. We hung in there, and at the end of the day, you go home upset, and you probably go to the Biltmore, and that's it.
Dragon says, at least you don't have Doug Gottlieb as their coach.
Oh my God!
Second that. Jeez, can you imagine? Chris, that's why Sharma Murray combo helps IMAC. They're a threat. Along with I like it, and when Kofi is at the 5 with that lineup, everyone can shoot. Yeah, I know we don't have a great ball handler, and it's tough to touch the paint with that lineup, but it's.
Yeah, but I'll say something, Chris. Like a team like Memphis, they probably have never heard of Sharma or Murray, and they don't care. No, I'm being dead. Serious.
You're right.
But then Anthony Hardaway said, "Wait, this guy Isaac McNeely shot 52% from 3 last year. Just guard him." I've never heard of him either. I'm right. Speaking like I'm Anthony Penny, but just guard him, and nobody else matters. That's kind of the way these things happen, man.
Tried to warn y'all about the orange BS.
Oh, yeah, for 2. While you're wearing your orange boxers right now, WFS. Good try.
He's got an orange house. I feel like CTV. It took CTV a while before he really showed any kind of emotion on the sidelines.
Yeah, Ron's being nice, man. He's a great guy. He's the interim. If you name the coach, maybe he'll F-bomb everybody and get a technical and get thrown out, and we win some games. It's not Ron's fault.
Daniil Bryant needed A-Rob down the stretch. Yeah, we've talked A-Rob. It seems like there's a lot of pleas for more playing time for him, but what are your thoughts? You think I know he's had a bunch of defensive lapses in the past, but when he comes to athleticism, he's the guy, right?
I mean, he came in immediately and he grabbed the remember we were having trouble rebounding. He came in, he grabbed the rebound. Like last year, I remember Elijah Gertrude came in, grabbed a rebound from his hip. A-Rob jumped out of the gym today, and he almost didn't catch the ball because he was so far above it. And he's raw in the whole thing, but sometimes you got to ride with it. It's funny that all the fans you want to see guys like that, and he'll be good. Hope he stays.
Penny 6-0 versus ACC. Is Carla having some donors meeting? No,
he's not yet. Penny's Treadwell High School, Memphis, Tennessee. Grew up in Memphis, from Memphis. He's a part of it.
He is Memphis.
He's Memphis.
Yeah, he's not coming.
Imagine Penny coming to Charlotte. I did see somebody send a picture of somebody on the LRA. They were at Popeyes, and Penny was in Popeyes with him, which is funny. That's very Memphis too. I love that.
What is going on with Bliss from Peggy? Who knows? We have no idea. We know he's hurt, but we don't know to what extent.
Yeah, Peggy, I've gone with the phrase "ignorance is bliss." Let's not even try to know.
What I learned tonight: if we play like this, we can win ACC games this year. Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah, we look good. Can we improve from this? We should be able to.
But it's funny, Chris. I agree, but I'm not even sure what we played like. Does that make sense, TW? Like, what did we really play like? It was, did we just score more points for a long time, or did we do anything impressive? I think I will say we handled their press very well overall, and Day did some good stuff aggressively a little bit, but I'm not even sure we played like our best player, in my opinion, Isaac McNeely didn't. How many points he scored? 7, no threes, 1 3. I can't hear you.
So he had that nice bank shot late in the second half, but he wasn't lighting the world on fire.
Yeah, it was all the production was coming from places we didn't expect. Saunders was really good, I thought.
Yeah, Saunders hit a couple of big threes. Yeah, Tane played well. It's going to have to be by committee, which makes it hard, right? It's one of those things. If you don't have somebody you rely on, do you have anyone you can rely on? The answer is probably
it makes it hard. People like talking about rotations and what the coach should do. It's hard on Ron, man. The coaching staff. Where's it coming from? How do I put him in? When do I put him in? Who's going to make a shot? Who's going to not turn it over? So,
Big Will, appreciate seeing you at SMU, Will. The problem is that there aren't many good win opportunities in the ACC. Yeah, the ACC, that's going to be interesting. We don't have any bad losses yet. At least we can say that. But can we get some big wins this year? It's going to be. We'll see. We'll see.
We will. No pun intended. Will.
Just can't play down to ACC teams. Can we really depend on Tane being a catalyst? IMAC has to come online if this team wants to win. Absolutely. Yeah. I hope so. Tane is whatever that's our leader on the floor in terms of seniority.
Yep.
I hope he can do it. I hope he can be consistent. I know he grinds and plays hard. So I'm a Tane fan. So
yeah, I think what Dragon's saying to those is Walker, DeMont, Jay, maybe Junior. What he's saying is, what Tane are we going to get every night? Right? It's not a consistent Tane so far this season. Like, forget the past. He had some bad games, but tonight he was, fantastic. But I'm not sure we can count on tonight every game. Now maybe he had and maybe it was a different type of game. Maybe it was a New Zealand game where other teams pressing, you can attack them, get to the basket. But I'm not sure that's what we can get night in, night out.
Day is the only one who can get into the paint. That's sadly true at the moment. We seem to dribble too much.
And backwards a lot.
Coaching is suspect at best. What do you say to that?
Coaching? We don't have a coach. We have an interim coach. I don't know about that.
This team is going to need 3 double-digit scorers every night to win. There it is. Fresh gets me. High octane. I'm making T-shirts. I like it.
Let's go, Chris. We'll sell them. We'll put them on LRA, but you gotta pay for them.
We learned. We learned at SMU. We sat next to Tane's friend from New Zealand, and they called him Muzza, Muzza. So that's what they called him.
Is there any relevance to that? Like,
I think I have no idea. He didn't give us like the genesis of it, but he was like, yeah, that's what we all called him. That was his name, Muzza. Sean said Robinson can add a good presence. I agree. Like he's so athletic. Thing is, against a team like this, it makes sense, right? When you got a bunch of athletes and big guys, you need some physicality. I think, it's a tough position to be in down there with hedging and all the pick and pop.
I didn't notice us hedging so much. I didn't see a lot of ball screens from Memphis. They just kind of pass it around and shoot from far. So there wasn't that many situations. But early in the game or the middle part of the game when we were up big, you started noticing Memphis getting a lot of offensive rebounds. And I didn't see the adjustment, but you didn't see that sort of toward the end of the game or the second half. So I got to watch it again or pay attention better and see if we did something, to negate that.
If coaching can't find a way to scheme more O for iMac Nightly, it's going to be a long season.
Yeah. Well, it's already kind of a long season, but I get it.
It is. I mean,
I don't know what coaching can't find a way to scheme. Yeah, I think the scheme for that is to find something when Isaac is shut down because he's being focused on so much. What's the next move to make? And the counter moves is my opinion, Keith. So, but I get it.
I mean, iMac doesn't really fly off of screens like Kyle Guy and hit him. He tends to need a little more of a set shot, which is harder to scheme for, right? Because then you need other people to make plays and draw, and they're not going to sag off iMac. So it's kind of a tough one. Like every once in a while, he'll sidestep or do a little step back three, but that's really not his game. He does kind of require someone else to take the pressure off of him, which, him being the lead guy, it makes it really hard. Defensive effort and rebounding fell off in the second half. Plus,
I thought rebounding was better. I might be wrong, Chris. I might be wrong, or whoever said that. I might be wrong about that. I thought the rebounding was better, but I got to watch it again. I was just watching the score and seeing how we were throwing the ball all over the court, to tell you the truth. So I didn't notice the intricacies of that.
iMac stands still a lot. You notice that?
Yeah, a little bit. He's waiting. He's waiting for something. He's tired, maybe.
Blake plays like a middle schooler in the post. Where is the dominance with size?
A middle schooler in the post. Well, middle schoolers is like a lot of jump balls, so I don't know.
Other than a true point guard, what is the biggest resource gap do you think this team has? That's from
I think you nailed it. A true point guard.
A true point guard. Or what is a true point guard today? Somebody like a London who runs the show and distributes, or is it a guy who gets in the lane and draws traffic and hits threes? I'm thinking like a Sean Singletary. Like the definition of a true point guard has changed over the last.
I mean, how good would Sean Singletary be right now in college?
Oh my God! Can you imagine? He would.
I mean, way better than me, but from what I've seen and heard,
he would be an NIL champion, though.
That's right. Hopefully, he wouldn't hit the transfer portal and we'd pay him. But London. I think London's a great example of it, man. Like, he could play from behind, play ahead. He made shots. I think London shot better than people remember, and he.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was an extraordinary passer.
He was.
He had a great chest pass, but he also had the not flamboyant, but like on point, alley-oops to JA or whoever else it was. So
we still pass good open shots early and end up with bad shots at the end of the clock. Tain and McNeely both wide open after breaking the press. We just back out, end up with a bad shot. What happened to opening the offense and taking the first open shot? That's a confidence thing.
I'll tell you something, Heath. When you break a press like that and you have an open three, you're normally not set on offense. I 100% agree. Jack it up. If you're in rhythm and you feel good, I did it. I would do it. But then you're probably not, all your guys are down. So I remember a lot of times I'd take a three. I remember one very vividly at Duke. And I took it the same way you're talking about it. I missed it. It didn't matter because Junior Burrow tapped it right back in. And in my mind, it was an assist. So I think there's some of that in the guys' heads, but they come down, be a killer, take a shot. It's a hard mentally for guys. It's a harder shot to jack up and feel okay about, if that's
right.
Any decent.
Because I mean, you have to make it if you're going to take it. That's the feeling, right?
Right.
Like, if I take this, I better make it. Otherwise,
I thought I would make it. By the way, Tito, but then I saw June. And I'm like, I bet you if I'll miss it, which I couldn't believe I did, but he tapped it in.
Ryan
I'll send you guys
Sanchez
this
has
up.
an opportunity, interim coach or not. It's time to show you're ready. You can handle it. Not hating on Ron, but if you have an opportunity to step in to cover for your manager and you're passive, it'll impact your ability to secure the job. I'm not a basketball coach, but I think he has an opportunity to win fans. Oh, he's just got
Yeah,
to
Ron.
impress
Yeah,
Carla, right? He's just got to impress the higher ups and get wins. So
I get it. I know Ron a little bit. I don't know if you know him better or less than me, T Dubs. I don't know him very. We've met and we talk and we're cool and all that. But I think Ron's that's just who he is. I don't think he's the guy that's gonna start screaming at refs and putting on a show. And I don't think that's who he is.
pressing
He's
out
from
of
the
yeah,
Bronx.
probably not. We had one last year with Reese.
We had what?
True point guard, I guess is what he's saying.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
The answer to Will's question, guys that can create their own shots. Or not, yeah, because creating your own shot means you can create for other people as well, right? Because you're drawing in pressure. If you have to have people help, then obviously you're going to get people open.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think of Sammy Galinsky. That's a prototype.
Yeah, Sammy.
Dude,
Sammy had
good. TW. He was
good.
nice.
He had a rough time at UVA. He came in at the end,
Yeah.
end of Leto, beginning of Bennett. He didn't have a great team around him, but he could do it all. It just he didn't have the guys around him.
He could kind of do it all, right? He could pass, shoot. He could get to the lane. What do they call it? Touch the paint, shoot threes.
Yeah, same.
I like it and bill it.
He was Sean, same Penn charter, right, in Philly.
That's right. Yeah.
Jim said we're getting better, and better than some of our teams in the past 3 years.
We got better tonight.
Why don't we press? Fresh.
Oh boy. I mean, that's what are we doing? Preaching to the choir type thing? I don't know. We did at the end, right? And we didn't do bad when we needed to. We pressed, and Memphis couldn't get the ball in bounds. So why don't we do it? I don't know.
McCoy asking about Bliss again.
Yeah, nobody knows McCoy.
Fresh never met a shot he didn't want to take.
Hey, you only miss him if you don't take him, T-Ski. Hello, Colombia. I think there's a touchdown in Colombia.
We have been for 10 plus years. What, too slow?
I think not pressing.
Not pressing? Too slow?
Jim, what are you talking about, Jim?
I think he means we've been too slow for 10 years.
Oh, well.
Without the technical, we could. Yeah, the technical really hurt us, but he did miss one of the free throws. So
yeah, that was it was like a five free throw scenario, right?
Yeah, they had 4.
So I thought, but the crazy part about that play was I thought Day got fouled.
I did too.
Turns out Saunders pushed somebody.
Yes.
Not the guy who fouled Day. Some other guy. He pushed him
into Day.
And then Day was, in his mind, he's probably like, wait, he's going to follow me, so I'm going to kick him before he falls on me, which is total playground stuff. Day's not right. It was definitely So in my mind, I thought Day was going to shoot 2 free throws. It turns into 5 on the other end, or 6, or whatever it was. He made 4 or 5.
Needed more Ishan minutes down the stretch, even when he wasn't making shots. He rebounded plays out. Yeah, Ishan.
Yeah. I'm not convinced there, Daniil. But I could be wrong. So when they put the orange jerseys on tonight and they're really tight and a lot of our guys are white, it was really hard for me to tell who was actually playing, to be honest with you. So I thought Ishan was in the game a lot. And I'm like, wait, that was just Tane. Wait, that was IMAX. So this is horrible. I need the old school coach. I need the stat sheet to look like Tony. Coach Benavia always like, oh, wait, so, yeah, we did this. So, and then I have the answer. It was really hard for me to tell.
Yeah. It's probably not a good thing, right? Got a lot of guys that have similar mannerisms on the court.
No, exactly.
Similar
That
size,
was
similar
that was
haircut,
the bad
similar
thing about the orange
mannerisms.
jersey.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. Yeah. I mean, they
If
Day
we're
Day
being honest,
Day Day's the most recognizable because of the hair. That's probably
and his skin, and Anthony Robinson. That's why Anthony A Rob looks great out there. You can tell who he is. I'm not.
no.
It's just it is what it is.
I mean, I get it. Well, Memphis didn't cover the spread. That is true. It was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It ended
4.
up being 4.5, right, or 4.
Yes,
How
sometimes
does
it's not about
Memphis?
winning.
How does Vegas always know this? How
I
do they
I
always
thought they would
know
have
this?
won more points, but I guess on the
Yeah,
road, second
right.
game, let down. Yeah, they figured it out. It was almost right on the spread too, right? 4, and then
Yeah, it was
yeah.
right at 4 or 5.
Well, at least we covered, so we won in Vegas.
I
That's
can
something.
tell you guys something, and people who probably know as well as I do. There is no similarity between Memphis and Charlottesville, Virginia. So if those kids have any affiliation with Memphis, they're like, "What in the world is going on here?" They went through them for a loop.
And Daniil said refs had their FanDuel open.
See,
Yeah,
that's a great theory because it didn't not seem like that.
well, Chris said the refs tried to help cover it. Yeah,
a little bit.
the ending was kind of wild. Like not in any way did I feel like, oh, we're gonna figure this thing out. Like it's points are kind of hard to come by, and do you imagine us being whatever we were down 8-6 at the end there, and it was like, all right, can we do this? And then Saunders hits a 3. They miss a free throw. We come back. We made a game out of it. I was surprised. It's good to see. All right, we probably held up long enough. Any parting words, Fresh? What are your thoughts?
No, I mean it's funny. It's Christmas time. Back in the day, like 10 years ago, I'd go to a game every time this year. I just drive down from New York, and I remember it was like Robert Morris and my family was in town, my kids, the whole thing. So that was kind of that game, right? Nobody there, and the Who showed up. Back then, of course, we'd always win, and that was a given. But it's Christmas time. Maybe we made it right. We're on made a good step playing against a really good team tonight and not getting demolished, and we could have won. So, shit, I enjoy it, man. I enjoy talking to all you guys. I enjoy TW, Marky, and doing these games. So,
yeah, it's fun, man.
let's do the
feel
next
like
one and let's keep pushing.
We haven't. Maybe we turned a little corner here. Like we've got American on Sunday, and then we kind of get into the heart of the ACC here with NC State. On the 20, what is it? Oh, on New Year's Eve we play NC State. So really, we got American as the last Jay Willie's revenge game.
That's right.
American, and then on to the ACC. So hopefully we'll turn a corner. Day gets healthy. Maybe Bliss will, I don't know, come out of his hyperbaric chamber. I have no idea what's going on there. And we'll turn it on. So we'll be back before the holidays, so we don't have to say happy holidays. But if we don't hear from you and you don't tune into the American game, which I totally wouldn't blame you for, happy holidays to everyone out there. But if you're listening now, you're probably, who am I kidding? You're probably going to watch the American game with us.
Of course
if you're on.
That was the game I'd go to back in the day. It'd be American, Robert Morris, and it's just being in JPJ and enjoying it. By the way, this year Hanukkah, it turns out, is late. I came to work today, and they have the candles up on the New York Stock Exchange. I'm like, why are no candles lit? And they're like, the shit hasn't started yet. I mean, what are you talking about? Hanukkah usually starts on December 5th, my birthday. Like, no, it's different this year. So if anybody can give me that mystery to when Hanukkah starts, because I love the candles. I love seeing it light up. One, boom, 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 boom. It's fun.
You mean Chanukah? Is that what you mean?
Chanukah.
Have you seen that? No, from Smokey Robinson as a cameo, and he says Happy Chanukah. He says it like 20 times, like Happy Chanukah. I have no idea what.
Oh
He's like,
my
I don't know
God.
what Chinooka is, but happy Chinooka to whoever sent me this message.
I
don't
just
know. I don't know why I
just
thought of
love
that.
that every time you see the different candle come on, whether there's 8 or something. But I came into work today. I'm like, wait, why are there no candles lit? What's going on here? The stock market's going to crash. And anyhow, it had to start. She does.
I love it. All right, everybody. We'll
All
see
right.
you. American game, the 20. What is it? The 22nd. It's on Sunday. It's an early game, so
I might train down for that.
it's 2 o'clock game. So, anyways,
Right.
we'll see everybody then. If not, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Chanukah, whatever you celebrate, Festivus.
That's
All
it.
right, Fresh. We'll talk
All
soon.
right, love you, boy. Love you guys. Late. Go Who's.
Happy. Go Who's.